Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hutchinson Park, where we're ready now for our second of three contests today in the HARC Coach Pitch Tournament that started yesterday. In this 11 a.m. start, we are beginning a few minutes early. We've got the MABL, the Mountain Area Ball League Dust Devils, and the Luzerne Lightning here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Joshua Scully and Carl Childs here with you this morning. Our early game concluded with a 16-6 victory for Smithfield, and now we'll see the Luzerne Lightning in a gold and orange uniform, maybe even some green trim there, against the Dust Devils, who are in a gray and black uniform. The Dust Devils will be treated as the guest here, so they're going to bat first. We'll talk very quickly about rules here for you. No bunting, no stealing, no infield fly rule. And as far as scoring goes, the top or bottom of an inning is complete when a team bats all the way through their order once, or 5 runs are scored, or 3 outs are recorded. There is a mercy rule, 15 runs after 3 innings, 10 runs after 4. We also want to share with you our sponsors very quickly as we get this one started. Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Again, Joshua Scully and Carl Childs with you. This broadcast is a cooperative joint venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. You can find us on YouTube and on Facebook, and you're also able to find us on local access cable, Atlantic Broadband Channel 17, Armstrong Channel 61. Coach Steve Saka will be doing the pitching for the Dust Devils, who are ready to go. Let's talk about their lineup, as the Luzerne Lightning are in position defensively. Leading us off, Zane Zakagny. He'll be your first batter for the Dust Devils. Every batter gets to see 6 pitches or 3 strikes, whatever comes first. Unlimited fouls. Second pitch for him. He'll be followed by Caleb Smith and Bear Saka. Those are the 1, 2, 3 bats for the Dust Devils. And the pitch from Coach Saka. This one is going to be chopped into the ground. Luzerne will have a chance to make a play. Big throw over to first base. They get him by a step, 1-3 on the putout. The Luzerne Lightning lost a battle earlier today against HARC 8. 24-17 the final score on that one. Here's the whole lineup for the Dust Devils. Caleb Smith due up. He's in the batter's box now. He'll be followed by Bear Saka. Cleanup bat will be Ami Hayek. Hayek will bat 4. Swing and a miss here from Smith. Amar Guthrie. And that's going to be a strikeout on Caleb Smith. Amar Guthrie will bat 5. Graham Goller 6. Micah Mary 7. Archer Guthrie 8. And here's one hit well to third base. Snagged there and thrown on, and that's going to be 5-3 on the putout. The Luzerne Lightning looking strong defensively. The rest of that Dust Devils lineup for you, by the way: Bash, Zedek, Paisley, Ambler. That's the lineup for the Dust Devils. We're going to see the Luzerne Lightning now coming to the plate. Carl, I'm going to ask, while we have a short break here, to do a quick sound check. Are you able to hear me?
I hear you very fine.
Okay, I can hear you now. I moved a few chords around, and I've got you pretty clearly. Now, obviously, you and I are close enough together that I could hear you either way.
Right.
But I wanted to make sure I could hear you through the set as well, and now I can. I think some chords were just mildly out of place for us, and that's taken care of. Second game of 3 today. The Dust Devils are going to go back-to-back here. They'll play HARC 8 next. Again, the Dust Devils in the gray and black uniform, the Luzerne Lightning in a gold and orange uniform. They're under the direction of head coach L.C. Otto. Here's their starting lineup. They'll lead off with Carter Hoffman. He bats 1. Austin Lent 2. Barrett Bagwell 3. We'll see at least those 3 bats here. Lincoln Rutherford, Landry Otto, Nico Babko, Garrett Broadwater, Carter Torrey, Ledger Nicklow, and Kmar Donahue. That's your lineup for the Luzerne Lightning, who are, of course, taking their name from Luzerne Township in Fayette County. They're listed on our score hub today as Brownsville. They are a product of the Brownsville Redstone League. Luzerne Township, of course, directly south of Brownsville Borough, home to just under 6,000 people. And a very sharp uniform. Carl and I both admired the uniform prior to the start of this game. That one chopped foul by Carter Hoffman. Again, Luzerne and HARC 8 combining for over 40 runs. These games move quickly and are often very high scoring. No doubt about that. This one's hit on the ground to short, and up with it from short. Throw is on the mark, but not quite in time. So a single to get us started here for Carter Hoffman. That's our first hit of the ball game. We'd like to wish a happy birthday today from the South Union Township Sports Network to former NFL player Jamarcus Russell. Some of you may remember him, former quarterback, born today in 1985. Pitch on the way to Lent. Lent fouls this one back. Baseball all day today. Finals are tomorrow. This one's going to be hitting to shallow right. It gets down there. And Lent's going to have himself at least a single. Now he's going to take two. And he's going to take two easily. A stand-up double. And runners in scoring position now. A couple of ducks on the pond. No ducks yet on Lake Hutch. We are, of course, on the shores of Lake Hutch here. William F. Beaner Little League Field. Sometimes we get some ducks, some geese. None yet today. This one chopped into the ground by Barrett Bagwell. Finds its way to second. And good defensive play there for the Dust Devils. A run's going to score. So we have an RBI, and Luzerne, the Lightning, they are on the board. Hoffman coming around to score the first run. 1-0. Lincoln Rutherford will step out of the way of the first pitch. Second one on the way. Coach handling the pitching for Luzerne is a lefty. This one is going to take a hard bounce over the shortstop, and a run's going to score. And now Rutherford wants two, and he's going to easily get that. And everyone else otherwise will stay put. A double scores a run. RBI comes in for Luzerne. That's going to make it 2-0. Luzerne Township, if you're familiar with the outline of Fayette County, Luzerne Township is the furthest western point. The Monongahela River sort of cuts briefly to the west and creates what almost looks like a notch along Fayette County's western border, and that is Luzerne Township. This one hit hard on the ground to the hot corner. The Dust Devils do a good job keeping that one in the infield. Landry Otto will pick up the RBI there with the single, and we'll see now Nico Babko. 3-0 your score. The Lightning have runners on the corners. Had a chance to talk to the Dust Devils head coach Steve Saka before this game. He said he's got a very young team, quite possibly based on what he told me, and having a chance now to see and speak with several of the other teams. I think he probably has the youngest one as Babko looks at one. Babko's a lefty. Pops this one up, middle of the infield. It's going to drop in, and a run will score. RBI single for Babko. And we've got a 4-0 ball game here in the first. And Luzerne has the capacity to score one more run. Garrett Broadwater is going to step in and see if he can make that happen. Pitch on the way. This one fouled back. One runner in scoring position, one duck on the pond, if you will. For the Lightning, maybe we'll see one bolt in the sky here. Not literally, of course. Beautiful day. Game time temperature 77 degrees here just outside of Hopwood. A few clouds. All the Lightning happening on the field. This one hit hard to third. It finds its way through. And, Carl, I think this is going to be the fifth run for the Lightning here in the first inning. And that's going to do it. And Broadwater, we're going to credit him there with a double. and the RBI, and that is 5 runs here in the first inning. So, Carl, we've seen this a couple times now today across 2 different games, teams maxing out their capacity to score with that 5 runs. That rule does not count for the 6th inning, which would be the final inning of play, but a lot of offense already today.
Yeah, I think that's been a common theme with coach pitch baseball. Lots of good hitting. Need a little bit of work with the fielding, but nonetheless, some good baseball.
1 inning on the books, 5-0, the Luzerne Lightning over the Dust Devils today, August 9th, 2025. Saturday, don't forget the Uniontown Italian Festival happening today, downtown Uniontown. Those festivities will be kicking off here momentarily and will be going on all day today and tomorrow. The Italian Festival in the past has brought thousands of people from across southwestern Pennsylvania to Uniontown. And the festival, again, will be focused right on Main Street in Uniontown. Some of that setting up occurring overnight and in the early hours of this morning. The Dust Devils will be back to the plate. Coach Saka ready to go. Ami Hynek will lead us off. We'll also see Amara Guthrie and Graham Guller. Ami looks at one, then chops the next one to short, and that one's off the heel of a glove and into left field. And the Dust Devils have got themselves their first hit, and a good one.
That was a nice hard ground ball. A hard play for the shortstop to make there as hard as he hit that.
We do have an artificial infield here, so a ground ball of that nature tends to move very quickly. It comes up on the defenders very quickly. Guthrie in the batter's box. Ready to go. Pitch on the way. This one swung on and missed. Coach Saka said that his team is looking for the little wins within the game as they pick up some experience here against good competition. You get better by playing better opponents, and that's certainly what the Dust Devils are looking to do here this weekend. This ball going to be hit to the Luzerne pitcher who flips on to first base. Good work there for Luzerne. Getting the out at first base. Runner will move down to second. Rutherford playing first for Luzerne. Did a nice job reaching out, making sure that one was secured. 1-3 on the putout. Hynek makes it down to second base. Graham Guller ready to go. Right-handed bat for the Dust Devils. Pitch on the way, and Guller is going to hit this one on the ground. Tough play here. Big throw across to Rutherford. And Rutherford stretched out, and no, he did not get him. Good hustle there by Guller. That was one of the closer plays we've seen really to this point in the tournament. I thought maybe, Carl, from our particular vantage point, they had Guller at first base, but the umpire says no, and we've got runners on first and second.
It was a very close play. Way to hustle by the batter. Great play by the pitcher. With a nice throw. Unfortunately, the batter beat him to it.
Micah Mary at the plate. We'll look at the first one. Again, all pitchers get 6 pitches or 3 strikes. Mary makes some good contact here. Ball going to be cut off at second, and the second baseman will handle that one himself. The runners do move up a station. Making that happen, Carter Hoffman, the Luzerne Lightning second baseman. 2 down. 2 runners in scoring position.
I think the Dust Devils might have the smallest second baseman in this tournament.
The Dust Devils are quite a young team. They've got some 5-year-olds on this team. Just looking for that experience as Archer Guthrie fouls this one back. Couple of Dust Devils, we'll say, instead of ducks on the pond, a couple of Dust Devils on the vacuum here. Ready to score. Pitch on the way. Guthrie takes. And Archer's going to have to swing at this one. And he does, and he chops it, and it's snagged at third. Throw on to first, and they get him by a step. 5-3 on the put-out, Carl. I thought off the bat that was going to find its way through the hole. No such luck for the Dust Devils. We've played 1.5. Your score, 5-0 in favor of the Luzerne Lightning. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors. Again, we could not do it without them. Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Today in history, on this date, August 9th, if you turn the clock back to the American Civil War, today was the Battle of Cedar Mountain, which was a victory for the Confederacy over Union forces on this date in 1862. Also on this date in 1892, 30 years later, 30 years after the Battle of Cedar Mountain, Thomas Edison received a patent for the first two-way telegraph.
How about that?
Yeah. Communication has come a long way, but Thomas Edison gets that patent today in 1892. Luzerne Township, the Lightning, back at the plate. We're going to see Torrey, Nicklow, and Donahue this inning, at least. 5-0 your score. The Luzerne Lightning expecting, I'm sure, to do good things in this tournament. Their game earlier today, as we shared earlier, was a real shootout. A game that they were in the driver's seat for. Could not hold on at the end as HARC 8 battled back to get the win. Coming up next for you on the South Union Township Sports Network. Pitch on the way here, and a big cut from Torrey. Could not quite find that one. We'll have the Dust Devils back in action against HARC 8. So HARC 8, of course, was the team that played the Luzerne Lightning this morning. This one sort of knuckled off the bat toward the Mountain Area Ball League dugout. And this one is going to be a strikeout. So we'll see Ledger Nicklow. Happy birthday today as well to a couple of actors. Today, born in 1968, Eric Bana, who back in the day played the Incredible Hulk. Here's a great-looking play for the Dust Devils, just a bit wide. Barasaka reaching out there trying to get a glove on that one. Good effort there by the Dust Devils at the very least. Everybody's got their sunglasses on. We do have a very sunny day today. The clouds are almost all on the horizon. Not much in the way of wind. This one cut foul. Pitch on the way to Donahue. Donahue's going to chop this one to short, and it finds its way through now into left center. And he's safely aboard with a single, and we go to the top of the order now with Carter Hoffman. Also, happy birthday today to Bill Skarsgård, born today in 1990. Many of you will know Bill Skarsgård as having most recently portrayed Pennywise the Clown in the latest It films. He is 35 today. And he's from Sweden. I don't know if he lives there between films or not. But, Bill, if you're listening, happy birthday. Carter Hoffman singled, scored a run last time through. He's going to look at the first couple here. The Luzerne Lightning and the MABL Dust Devils. This one well hit in the left. And they're going to send the lead runner. And Nicklow is going to come around to score. We'll give him the run. And Hoffman picks up his first RBI today. And your score is now 6-0 in favor of the Lightning. Austin Lent doubled last time. In our earlier game today between Smithfield and HARC 7, we did have 2 home runs, including a 3-run shot hit on behalf of Smithfield and pitch on the way here to Lent. We had a home run last night for HARC 8. This ball fouled up. Coin toss decides these games as to who will be home and away. And for our coin toss today, we nearly, speaking of Bill Skarsgård living in Sweden, maybe when he's not working, we nearly tossed a euro.
Yeah. Yeah, I got my hands on a Spanish euro and a German euro last night.
Carl's always mindful when he knows the concession stand is in question. He brings his international currency. This one hit into right field. And we're going to see how this shakes out. Donahue is going to score. And it's another double for Lent. RBI. I don't know that I've ever seen a Euro that close before, Carl. They're pretty cool. Carl was explaining that the front of the Euro, regardless of the country it's commemorating on the reverse, the front of the Euro is always the same. It's a coin, perhaps a bit larger than a nickel. This one hit hard off the pitcher's glove and into center field, and that's going to score a pair. A nice-looking hit here for Barrett Bagwell. Bagwell's going to hold with a 2 RBI double. 9-0, the Lightning's advantage. But every Euro on the reverse commemorates one of the nations that are members of the European Union. Here's one smash to right field. That one's going to get out to the 230 mark. And on the move is Lincoln Rutherford, and this is going to be 5 runs as soon as Bagwell touches, and he does. And Rutherford is going to be directed back to second. He's got a ground rule double. That ball got under the fence, but that's 5 runs anyway. It will not matter. And we've got ourselves a 10-0 ball game after 2 innings. So we'll go now to the top of the third. Zedek, Ambler, and Zacagne due up for the Dust Devils. So the bottom of the order and your leadoff bat when we come back here on the South Union Township Sports Network. How about a couple of NFL birthdays, too? We have a lot of birthdays on August the 9th, the 221st day of the year. Happy birthday to Eli Apple, born today in 1995. And Aiden Hutchinson, maybe a distant relative of the namesake of this park, born today in 2000.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be. You never know. The Dust Devils ready to return to the plate. We want to remind you there are a few different ways to watch these games. If you're watching this game on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, you can also find us now online. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates, facebook.com, South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. Joshua Scully and Carl Childs here with you today. We've got one more game scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. I would not be surprised, Carl, if that one ultimately starts a bit early. The Dust Devils are already here, and they'll be taking on HARC 8 in that one.
Great day for baseball today.
Absolutely. Beautiful day again tomorrow, too. A little bit of a breeze now. We had virtually no wind all morning, and now a breeze coming in from right field. This one is hit foul. Bash. Zedek at the plate. We'll see what Sebastian's able to do. Likes to go by Bash. Great name for a baseball player.
I agree.
This one is going to be hit into the turf toward first, and the out is made there.
Ooh. Close play.
Yeah, Bash made him work for it.
Perfect name for a runner with a collision on first base.
Paisley Ambler will come to the plate now, and she's going to be followed by Zacagne. The Dust Devils threatened in the second inning, had a couple runners reach and get themselves into position to score. This is a good-looking hit deep into the hole at short, and Ambler is on first base. That would have been a tough play. Even if it had been fielded cleanly, the shortstop had to range over to his right pretty deep in the hole.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people at any age group would have made that play had they got the glove on it.
Yeah, big throw would have come either way. This one hit right back to the pitcher, and he wants the out at second base, and he gets it there. And they're not quite able to turn two. Fielder's choice is Zacagney is safe at first base. 2 down, runner on first base. 10-0 your score. The Luzerne Lightning, a product of the Brownsville Redstone League. Luzerne Township along the banks of the Monongahela River. This one swung on and missed. Caleb Smith going to bear down here and see if he can't deliver. Coach Saka will be reloaded, and now he'll come set. And here's the pitch. And this one is well struck to short. Tough play. Big throw over to first, and they get him by a step.
What a throw.
6-3 on the putout. That's going to do it for the top half of the third. We'll move now into the bottom of this inning here on the South Union Township Sports Network on a beautiful Saturday morning. One more game on the network today coming up. Scheduled for 1 p.m., but we're going to read the tea leaves here and guess there's a good chance that game starts early between the Mountain Area Ball League Dust Devils and HARC 8. Had a chance to see HARC 8 last night take on Clark. Very high-scoring game. HARC 8 also winning earlier today against this Luzerne Lightning team. The Lightning have been pretty solid at the plate. They'll send Otto, Babco, and Broadwater to the plate this inning, all of whom delivered the first time through. This will be their second at bat. Luzerne Township, just south of Brownsville, Pennsylvania. Of course, the Monongahela River forming the most of the western boundary of Fayette County. The Monongahela River, also one of the largest rivers in the northern hemisphere that flows south to north. You will not find too many major water courses in the northern hemisphere that go south to north. The Monongahela is in a very small minority there. This ball is going to be hit toward third and caught at third base. Snagged out of the air. What a catch. Wow.
That got to feel good. I love looking at the reactions after they make a play like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's exactly what Coach Saka wants from this team, is to be able to compete, to be able to make those plays. And here's a big hit here from Nico Babco. Babco really lays into that one. Deep right center. Babco, will he go? He's at the turn. He's coming around third. And he's going to touch them all. Nico Babco with a solo home run. 11-0. What a hit. All the way out to the bright stripe sign. And right center. Good contact there. Quite a few spectators here. We've got some spectators out beyond the left field wall. Quite a few down the right field line, too. Garrett Broadwater will step in. 11-0 your score. 1 down here, bottom 3. Second pitch on the way here, and this one is going to be golfed just over the shortstop into left center. And we're going to see if Broadwater gets 2. He's going to have 2, and he'll hold at 2. Carter Torrey will step up now, and stepping on to deck will be Ledger Nicklow. Lightning have a runner in scoring position. Monongahela, an old Native American term believed to mean collapsing banks, referring to the banks that sometimes erode away along the sides of that river, and I'm sure in Luzerne Township you see some of that. This one fouled back. That first foul ball just missing a windshield. I think everyone took a very deep breath and saw that one go wide. The concession stand is open here today as well, so if you're listening while at the park, don't forget to check out the concession stand. They do just about everything there, and they are very, very highly reviewed. Here's one hit off near the handle of the bat, very low to second base. Very bottom of the barrel, if you'd like to see it that way. Runners on the corners now. Carter Torrey easily making it into first. Runners on the corners for the Luzerne Lightning. Nick Lowe at the plate. Ledger singled last time. He's 1 for 1, scored a run. And he's going to foul this one off. I really like, too, Carl, for the Lightning, the way they did their socks.
I agree.
This one is going to be chopped into the turf and flipped to home, not in time. Runner's going to score, and we're going to give the RBI to Nick Lowe. 12-0 your score. Kmar Donahue will step up. If you can't quite make out the socks on the broadcast, most of the Lightning have one orange sock and one neon yellow sock. Sort of complements the top half of their uniform. Here's one hit to the hot corner, and it just skips away from the third baseman. That'll load the bases. Donahue now 2 for 2 today. Couple of singles. So Carter Hoffman now with a big opportunity. Hoffman so far today 2 for 2. Does have an RBI to his credit. We've got some static charge here building for the Lightning. This one is struck right over the keystone and into center field, and that's going to score 1 and maybe 2. They're going to send 2 runners, and Hoffman's going to have himself a 2 RBI double. Donahue into third base, and just like that, we've got ourselves a 14-run lead. And Carl, by our reading of the rules, if Luzerne picks up a run here, that's going to be ball game.
That little static charge led to a lightning strike.
Yeah, exactly. That was a nice hit. This one hit to a similar spot and not quite cut off before it gets into center field. And that's going to score Donahue, and I think that's probably done it. We'll wait to hear officially. And I do think we're seeing everyone line up on the Luzerne Lightning side. So your final score is going to be 15-0 in favor of the Luzerne Lightning. They pick up a win after a very hard-fought defeat earlier today. By my estimation, now across 2 games, the Lightning have scored over 30 runs. They pick up the win here against the Dust Devils. The Dust Devils are going to turn around quick. They're back in action here on the South Union Township Sports Network in our next game against HARC 8. We want to thank our sponsors again who have made this broadcast possible. Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, and the South Union Township Supervisors, Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. This broadcast, of course, was a cooperative venture between those township supervisors and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. And we want to thank, of course, to Breezeline and Armstrong for their help in making this broadcast work. Don't forget, you can find us on YouTube and on Facebook. That's a great way to check out the games on your smartphone. So even if you are not watching us on your television, you can watch us on your other devices, your smartphones, your tablets, etc., via YouTube and Facebook. We're going to see both teams recognize an MVP from the other squad, and receiving the honors here for Brownsville will be Nico Babko, who delivered the big home run, and Zakagny is going to get the honors. Zane will receive the award for the Dust Devils. And the Dust Devils now will enjoy themselves a little break, maybe get a bite to eat, Carl, and they're right back in action here very soon.
Yeah, get charged up, if you will, and play one more game to finish off a beautiful day.
We'll have that game here for you on the South Union Township Sports Network. It is scheduled for a 1 p.m. start. We are expecting, given that it is just 11:26 a.m., we are expecting that game will probably start before then. So stay tuned, and you'll hear us then. Thank you, and have a great rest of your morning.